crocodile snout, slender little legs, a face like a ghost, and drooling. When you hear these words, what animal comes to mind first? It wasn't especially huge in size, nor could it run fast. But 19 million years ago, it was definitely one of North America's top predators. And even more so than other meat-eating beasts. It didn't just eat meat, it specialized in sucking out bone marrow. Just hearing that skill sends chills down your spine. It's known to paleontologists as the hellish Entelodont. Many see pig in its name and think it looks like a pig, assuming it's the ancestor of modern pigs and boars. Like a giant warthog. But that's not correct, biologically speaking. Entelodonts belong to the Artiodactyla order, while modern pigs and boars are Suidae. They only share the same order of even-toed ungulates, making them distant relatives. What's more interesting is, scientists comparing genes and bones found that Entelodonts are actually closer to hippos than pigs. They just evolved to look pig-like. A classic case of convergent evolution, not true pigs at all. As early as 1878, when American paleontologist Edward Cope first unearthed its fossil in North America, he was struck by its massive jaw and sharp tusks. Completely stunned on the spot, he named this creature Daeodon, which translates roughly to Entelodont. Over the next century, in Nebraska and Montana, many Entelodont fossils were found. These fossils helped scientists piece together the true look of this beast. Fossil evidence shows adult Entelodonts stood over 2 meters tall, taller than most grown men. Their body length exceeded 3.5 meters, weighing at least a ton. The largest could reach 1.2 tons. Comparable in size to a full-grown bison. The most astonishing part was its skull, nearly a meter long. Almost a third of its total body length. With a very thick skull roof. Built to deliver powerful blows. Big head, thick neck. Either a boss or a butcher. This phrase fits the Entelodont perfectly, to support that massive head. Its neck vertebrae evolved to be extremely thick, with a pronounced bump on its shoulders, where muscles attached were highly developed, allowing it to swing its head easily for charging attacks. Its facial features were downright unsettling. A huge face with a bulge on each side. Called zygomatic bosses, scientifically, housing powerful jaw muscles inside. Small eyes set far back on the skull, with average eyesight. Its nasal bones stretched along the entire front of the face, thick and strong, perfect for rooting and digging. But the creepiest part is, its huge bloody maw had 2 thick, sharp tusks on both upper and lower jaws, protruding beyond the mouth, with dense, razor-sharp teeth. In 1993, paleontologists CT scanned an Entelodont skull, finding jaw muscles up to 15 centimeters thick. Simulations showed, its bite force reached 9,000 newtons. Far stronger than a modern lion or tiger, even exceeding some prehistoric crocodiles. It could crush tough leg bones like they were crackers. But surprisingly, such a large, powerful creature should have very thick limbs. But Entelodonts were quite the opposite. Their legs were slender and long, like 4 bamboo sticks holding up a huge mass of flesh, combined with a massive skull and disturbing facial features. It looked totally mismatched. Biologists modeled and estimated. Entelodonts weren't fast runners. They likely couldn't catch herbivores of similar size, with 4 sharp tusks. Clearly traits of a carnivorous predator. So how did it hunt? Scientists found clues by analyzing its tooth enamel. Entelodonts definitely weren't just meat-eaters. They were top prehistoric opportunistic omnivores, with an outrageously broad diet. No preference between meat or plants, eating anything available. Truly the prehistoric kings of eating. First, its main diet was actually plants, nuts, and roots. It could root through soil with its tough snout, digging up deeply buried roots, and easily crack hard shells to get the nuts inside. But don't mistake this for gentleness. On the contrary, it was the most ruthless predator on the plains. Because it wasn't fast, it didn't hunt herbivores its own size. Instead, it targeted small to medium, slow-running prey, like prehistoric horses, small camelids, and young rhinos. Using its size and strength advantage, it could snap a prey's spine in one bite. It also loved stealing kills. When it saw dogs, bears or other predators with a catch, it would charge right in, intimidating them with its bulk, and take over their hard-earned food. Even more extreme, if it came across a carcass, it wouldn't leave it alone. Its broad nasal bones gave it a keen sense of smell. It could detect the scent of carcasses several kilometers away. Carrion was a valuable protein source, but bone marrow was its specialty. With its incredible bite force, it could crush thick bones other predators couldn't bite, sucking the nutrient-rich marrow inside. It can even grind all the bones except for the hard leg bones bit by bit, swallow into the stomach. Scientists speculate the stomach acid strength of the terror jaw pig may be stronger than that of a vulture. A 600-kilogram bone is left for other carnivores to eat, can eat up to 60%. And let the whole and the pig eat slowly. It can eat at least more than 90%. And it is also the most nutritious part. This is also during times of food scarcity, the key skill that allows it to survive easily. What is even more shocking is, fossil evidence shows, under extreme hunger conditions, Kong and pigs may even engage in cannibalism. He would not spare the bodies of his dead comrades. At that time, as long as the prairie where Kong and the pig pass by, other animals will feel fear when they see it. The bloodstains on the grass along with the broken skeleton. They are all proving that the pig and the hole are the overlords of this grassland. Accidentally, not only will one's own prey be stolen, even oneself may become food for the hole and the pig. 1993. Paleontologists discovered hundreds of animal bone fossils piled together at a quarry in South Dakota, USA, including ancient horses, bone camel, rhino. Kong and the pig had deep bite marks all over every bone. Most of the bones are fractured, and there is no bone marrow residue inside. After appraisal, these bones are exactly the food for the hole and the pig. This also leads to a more disruptive cognition. This guy can actually store food, while it fills its stomach. Relying on a keen sense of smell, it will gather and bury the carcasses of animals within several kilometers. Dig it out to enjoy only when food is scarce. This behavior is rare even among modern animals. It is possible that the terror jaw pig mastered this survival skill 19 million years ago. So here comes the question, how did such a strong survival ability and such strong holes and pigs become extinct? Does it have natural enemies? The answer is very subversive. Adult fearjaw pigs have almost no natural enemies. As the top giant beast of the North American prairie, its size, strength, the biting force makes carnivores of the same period hesitate. At that time, the most ferocious carnivore in North America was the dog, bear. Although this animal is fierce, good at group hunting, but facing a large body size, thick-skinned and tough adult terror-jaw pig, dog, even the bear can only take a detour. Never dare to initiate an attack proactively. The only two situations that can pose a threat to the terror-jaw pig. First is childhood, elderly or injured individuals. These weak members may become the hunting targets of the bear pack. Second is the infighting among the same kind. Scientists found numerous bite marks and healed wounds on the skull fossils of Kong and the pig. These are all marks left from their fights over mates, territory, and food. That is to say, cannibalism is the greatest life threat to the terror-jaw pig throughout its life. Can be said, the healthy adult terror-jaw pig was the uncrowned king of the North American prairie at that time. No living creature can shake its position. They are from the late Miocene 29 million years ago. Lived continuously until the early Miocene 19 million years ago. Survived on Earth for a full 10 million years. It is one of the rare long-lived dominant mammals in prehistoric times. But you would never guess. Don't be fooled by how long they've lived. Actually, their most prosperous period lasted only about 6 million years. About 23 million years ago, the climate of the North American continent is gradually becoming arid. Although the terror pig is an omnivorous animal, but as the staple food, the plant rhizome, nuts and others gradually decrease. Secondly, with environmental changes, rapid evolution of animals primarily feeding on grass, their running speed gradually increased. The fear-jawed pig has a large body size, speed is average. It is difficult to hunt those small and medium-sized herbivores like before. The recipe is also gradually being compressed. More deadly is the dog. Bears and early felines gradually rose to prominence relying on speed advantages, and occupied the ecological niche of scavengers and small predators. At the same time, their brain capacity evolved to be larger, stronger reproduction and adaptability. Facing the threat of the terror-jaw pig, they understand group combat better than before. They can even cooperate in groups to hunt down terror-jaw pigs, and the terror-jaw pig no longer dared to swagger around looking for animal carcasses to store bones like before. But fossil evidence indicates, even under this kind of survival pressure, the fearsome-jawed pig still survived for millions of years. It's just that the later it gets, the phenomenon of similar kinds harming each other is becoming more obvious. As time goes by, the opponent is evolving to become stronger and stronger. The environment is also becoming increasingly dry. Finally, 19 million years ago, this one used to not be picky about food, can hunt, can snatch food, eating the same kind, eat rotten meat, gnawing on bones, survival ability maxed out. As long as I can survive, it is a hell pig that can do everything. With eyes full of despair, eliminated in natural selection, completely withdrawn from the stage of history. It is not a docile pig, but a beast that shatters bones. It is not the ancestor of the pig. Rather, it is an independently evolved overlord. It does not rely on brute force to fight alone, but to dominate the grasslands with the most extreme survival strategy. Kong and the pig use their whole lives to tell us that survival on the prehistoric grasslands is the only rule. There is no warmth to talk about. Only the strong survive. Adapting to the environment is the best survival skill.